On day 1, I spawned into a post-apocalyptic world as a baby Mecha Spider. I was next to my creator, and we were surrounded by nothing but death and destruction. This is horrible.
Yes, it is, my son. The world has become a horrible place, but with you, we may be able to save it.
Really? How? Just then, explosions began to sound off everywhere. Scavenger robots drove in and began to raid everything they could find.
We need to go now!
The two of us made a run for it. However, we were cut off by their large, towering leader.
This world is mine to control. Humans and animals are a thing of the past. And I will kill anyone who tries to change that.
He pointed his weaponry and blasted an explosion my way. I thought I was done for, until my father took the hit instead. No, Dad!
I've created you for a reason. With your spider abilities, you're the only one who can revive the planet. Please make me proud.
He was hit with another attack, killing him instantly. No, how could you? More of the robot raiders began to drive in, and I knew I had to escape. On day 2, I was making my way through the hole as fast as I could until I was able to lose them. That was close. I have to revive an entire world? But how? Suddenly, the block below me gave out. I looked around, only to find myself in the middle of what looked to be a biker outpost. There were mutated-looking pillagers all around, upgrading their vehicles.
Stupid bike! I need more scrap!
That's not good. I tried to make my way out, but before I could, one of them drove in and spotted me.
Oh boy! Looks like we're getting a free robot today, boys!
Oh no! I ran for my life as all the surrounding pillagers pulled out their tools, doing everything they could to take my parts.
Give me your leg!
Ah! I had ran into a dead end and thought I was done for until I felt a strange feeling inside of me. Electricity began to shoot up my legs, and in a huge burst, I shot out lightning.
Ah! Ouch! Ouch!
Whoa! Take that, loser! I quickly began to climb the nearest wall and make my way out, but there were more. Oh no! He hit me with his wrench and knocked me all the way down. Because of this, my vision began to blur, and I short-circuited. On day 3, I woke up in a pen. Looking around, I saw that I was in the middle of a large biker derby. There were pillagers all around, duking it out with their vehicles.
You suck! Welcome to the Battle of the Machines. After a small couple of changes, you are gonna be my best vehicle yet.
With that, the pillager left to get his tools. Oh no, I gotta get out of here. I quickly climbed out of the pen and began to maneuver throughout the deadly derby course. Whoa! I gotta be careful.
Please, help!
Huh? I turned, only to see another mecha insect was captured as well.
Come on, hurry up!
You're so heavy!
Another insect! Leave him alone! I charged forward and blasted the pillager with my electricity. Because of this, he panicked and ran away.
Whoa! Thanks for the save! I can't believe another mecha bug's been made!
Were you invented by the creator too? We should stick together then. With that, the two of us formed a team, and we were able to make it out of the arena. We were about to escape until my programming was triggered. My vision latched onto what looked to be a mystical sapling. I meant to find this. I can feel it. As I collected it though, all the bikers burst into the room.
These bugs are annoying and stupid! Let's just kill them for scraps!
On day 4, all of them began to rush in towards us.
Here, take this!
The ant quickly threw down a piece of scrap that he found in the derby, and with no other choice, I picked it up. As I did, the scrap was then built into my body. I was now larger in size, had 10 hearts, and felt stronger than ever. Whoa! They were about to strike us down, but before they could, I blasted out powerful electric webbing that stopped them in their tracks.
We are stuck! Ah!
Ha ha! Now, come on. We gotta go. With that, my friend and I were able to escape. We made it out of the bikers' territory and back on the world's dead soil.
That was awesome!
Yeah, but what's this sapling supposed to even mean? As I asked this, the plant had shot out a powerful blast, and shooting out from the floor was a skull. Ah! What the?
Yeah, I get that a lot. My name's Scully, and I'm a guide.
A guide for what?
For the world's revival, of course. Long ago, there lied a beautiful landscape filled with nothing but life and color. But thanks to human greed and technology, everything changed for the worse, leaving nothing behind besides 6 special saplings. The person who's able to find and unite all of them together can turn the world back to its former glory.
As he said this, a large explosion blasted off to the side of us. Looking over, I saw an army of rats running away.
We got it! This little bowl will do just fine!
What the? What's going on? On day 5, I followed where the rats came from until arriving at a small modern town. There were modern pigeons everywhere, panicking like crazy.
They took it! No!
Just then, I looked over and saw there in the center was another revival plant, but something looked wrong. It's dying? I gotta fix it! I quickly ran over to try and collect the plant, but as I did,
Another intruder! Stop him!
all the pigeons took notice and began to fly at me like crazy. Ah! Hey, stop it! They were overwhelming me, so I let out a large electric burst, pushing them all back.
Whoa! Sorry, after those dumb rats came, we've been on guard. They stole our plant's sacred pot. Without it, it will be dead in no time.
No, we gotta get it back. The pigeons were happy to hear that I was on their side, and one of them brought me to the rats' trashy trail.
Please, mister. Without this plant, all of us are done for.
Okay, I'll try my best. With that, I followed their trail, and after a while, it randomly stopped. What the? Just then, the ground gave out below me. Ah! I landed in the middle of a radioactive looking pool, and all around me were the rats waiting.
Ah, we got an unwelcome guest in our sewers. Time to teach this punk a lesson.
Oh no! On day 6, the rats all collectively began to launch cheese at me, trying to knock me down.
Eat this, punk!
Ah! I looked ahead and saw an exit. With no other choice, I began to jump from platform to platform as they were doing everything they could to kill me. However, thanks to my speed and climbing abilities, I was able to make it. Haha! Yes! I saw that I had entered what looked to be a sewer city. There were rats all around, living their life in radioactivity.
Hey, who let this piece of trash into my town?
Trash? You know you're a rat, right? He was very offended by this and launched me to the side. Ah! There, I saw a room full of radioactive cheese everywhere, and some of it was inside the plant's pot. Hey!
Ah, you're here for my new bowl? No way, pal! Eating cheese has never been so great!
Yeah? Well, I'm not asking. I rushed forward and blasted the rat with my electricity, but all it did was make him laugh. He liked my confidence and brought me over to a large, clean kitchen area. Wow, finally, a room that's clean.
Not for long. You want that plant pot? I'll give it to you. If you beat me in our dirt-making competition. But if you lose, you'll work for me forever!
Okay, deal. On day 7, the two of us lined up on our sides of the room, ready to start.
The rules are simple. First person to make their half 100% dirty wins.
The horns sounded off, and we both rushed into the room. I did my best to dirty what I could around me, But after looking around, I saw just how skilled the rat leader was. He was a natural.
Dang right I am!
I gotta think of something, quick! I looked over and saw there in the room was more scrap lying around. That's it! Using my brain, I went over and began attaching the scrap onto myself. Because of this, I grew larger in size again. I now had 15 hearts and felt even stronger than before.
Oh, that's not good.
In my stronger form, I began rampaging through the room, dirtying everything I could. Haha! I was way faster now. And on top of that, I could also shoot out my very own webbing, which allowed me to swing where I needed. Within seconds, I had won. Haha! Never underestimate a spider.
No, I can't give up my precious cheese bowl. I can't! Load the airship!
The what? With that, they all began to run away. Oh, no, you don't. Get back here. I chased after them. But when I arrived back in the middle, I saw they had an escape route, which was a large, trashy airship.
This flower pot is mine! Later, sucker!
Oh, no, you don't. Using my new webs, I was able to attach myself to it and was lifted off the ground. Whoa! On day 8, I was swinging from the airship as it was taking off in the sky.
Hey, do you hear something, Roger? You hear something, Roger? Listen to yourself. You sound crazy, man.
I built up enough momentum and was able to swing onto the ship.
Who's crazy now, you jerk?
With my electric blast, I sent both of them flying off. I looked over and saw the plant's pot was there for the taking. Yes, I ran up and collected it. Now, how to get off this thing?
You don't, pal!
The leader then pushed in and did everything he could to take me down. The world's radioactivity definitely got to him because he was stronger than any rat should be. Yeah! I shot out my electric webbing at him in hopes of trapping him. However, he dodged out of the way. Because of this, it had hit the airship's engine.
Oh, come on, man.
The entire thing shut off and began falling out of the sky. Ah! It had crash landed right in the middle of the pigeon's town.
Holy moly!
And because of all this, all of the surviving rats scurried away in fear.
This spider thing is crazy, man. Let's just find another ball.
Yeah, I did it! With that, I went over to the plant and put it back inside of its reviving pot. And because of this, it was back to its former glory.
You did it! But our home now.
I looked, only to see the airship had destroyed everything. Oh no, I'm so sorry.
There you are!
Huh? Looking over, I saw that my ant friend had found me.
You're gonna wanna see this! Come on!
On days 9 to 10, the pigeons and I followed after my friend as he led us into a hidden valley with a dried out oasis. This place is perfect. I ran over and planted the 2 saplings I had in the soil. And because of this, the dead plants all around us grew back to life, reviving the entire oasis. Whoa. I then looked around and noticed that my ant friend had built us up some homes. Hey, thanks. With that, I took some time to build the pigeons their very own modern houses. And done.
Wow, would you look at that? Thanks!
Yeah, of course. Glad I can make it up to you. But as we finished, I heard someone rummaging through the base. Huh? I ran over and saw that a mecha dragonfly was stealing scrap from my house. Hey! He quickly started to fly out of the base, but I chased right after him. And when I was close enough, I was able to web him. Dude, what's your problem?
You're the Mecha Spider. We want the same thing. I'm trying to find the last living Venus flytrap.
Venus flytrap? Is that another plant? All right, I'm listening. On days 11 to 12, I cautiously followed the Mecha Dragonfly as he led me to an abandoned factory. And inside was a large machine making more robots?
This place used to make these tracker robots that could find anything you programmed them for. If you get it up and running, we could find the Venus flytrap in no time.
All right, here goes nothing. I jumped down onto the assembly line and began to make my way across it with the scrap we gathered from the base. Better make this quick. I finally made it to the other side, and now with my abilities, I started to fuse the scrap to the machine, fully repairing it. Sweet. Now, just don't turn it on until I get out.
What did you say? Turn it on?
What? No, stop! But the Dragonfly didn't listen, as he turned on the machine with me still on the belt. I quickly jumped out as the machine lit up with flames behind me, and scrap started to fall onto the track. You've got to be kidding me! Thankfully, though, I was able to use my mecha web to pull myself up and out of the assembly line. Dude!
Sorry, I got excited.
On days 13 to 14, after the machine had finished producing the tracker bots, one of them reported to us.
Target has been located. Ready to move out.
Wait, did he say target?
Don't worry about that. I guess there's still some screws loose on this one. Come on, let's go.
With that, we started to journey out as the tracking robots led us into the wasteland and towards a deep ravine.
Plant location not accessible.
Don't worry, I got this. I used my webs to lower myself down inside and then shot out more to make a nice landing spot for them. Come on down. They jumped one by one, landing safely inside the ravine. And as we continued marching, there in an opening was the last Venus flytrap in the world. Oh my goodness, it's huge.
No! How did you find me?
It's all right. We are
Here to destroy you!
on his command. The tracker robots ran in to attack. What? On days 15 to 16, the robots began to fire out a barrage of lasers at the Venus flytrap. Hey, what are you doing? Call them off!
No! This rotten plant used to eat all our kind for breakfast! But you can't eat us now that we're metal, can you?
No! I angrily rushed forward to attack the dragonfly when some of the tracker robots cut me off.
Defense mode activated.
They started to blast me back with everything they had, keeping me from stopping the bug. Yeah! Enough! I let out a burst of electricity, which caused them to malfunction. Haha, take that! I then ran over and started to shock all the robots I could to stop them from attacking the plant. Hiya!
You saved me.
Of course, I need your help too.
Traitor!
Out of nowhere, the dragonfly rushed in and began to blast me with the powerful ball of lightning. Yeah! His attacks started to make me malfunction, and I thought I was done for. On days 17 to 18, the dragonfly was about to take me down when he was suddenly eaten by the Venus flytrap.
Ew, it tastes like cheap metal.
As the plant burped, a piece of scrap came flying out of its mouth. I went over and picked it up, and because I did, I upgraded again. I gained 5 more hearts, and now had the ability to unleash an electrified bite attack. Awesome, and I'm sorry. I led them to you. I didn't know.
It's all right. Now, why don't you tell me what you need my help for?
The world is nothing but rubble, and I'm trying to bring it back to life. As I said this, though, a large explosion rocked the side of the canyon, and from it appeared the Ravager robots.
Man, collect all the scrap you can carry, and bring it back to base when you're done.
Oh no! They started to rush in as they collected scrap from the tracker bots. One of them saw me and came in to attack, but I used my new electric bite and paralyzed him. Hurry! We need to get out of here!
Way ahead of you.
With that, the plant and I escaped. On days 19 to 21, I safely made it back to base with the Venus flytrap. I made sure to clear out a nice fresh spot of soil for them to stay in. Here you go.
And here you go.
The plant then threw me over one of its seeds. Hey, thanks. I went to the pool and planted it down, causing a small Venus flytrap sapling to take root. Aw, aren't you a cute little guy? But as I said this, Scully started flying up to me.
There you are, Spider. Looks like you're making progress to revive the world.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, also, some big fella is stomping his way towards the base, and it looks bad.
What? I'll handle it. I ran outside where I saw a large ogre was stomping towards us and dragging a cactus sapling behind it. What the? Hey, slow down. I jumped out in front of the creature, which caused it to freak out.
Ah, Spider!
He frantically started to stomp around, trying to squish me. Whoa! Hey! I was about to pull myself to safety when his foot hit me head on. Ah! Because of this, I powered down. I woke up in a strange, ruined barn. Where am I? Looking around, I saw the massive ogre was coming right towards me. Ah! Don't hurt me!
What? Oh no, I was just coming to make sure you're okay.
Wait, what?
I'm sorry I hurt you. You just gave me a real spook. Come here, let me show you something.
I followed after the ogre as he brought me outside to a dried up garden.
Gardening is my passion, and this poor sapling is the only plant I have left alive. I was actually hoping you could help me out.
The ogre then pointed over to a well outside of the farm, which was covered in disgusting filth.
That well is what I used to water my garden, but something happened to it. If you can find out why and clear it out, I'll give you this sapling as payment.
All right, sweet. You got a deal. I went over to the well to investigate, but as I got close, some of the rot began to puff up and explode. Ah! Because of this, I was knocked into the well. Ah! Thankfully, though, I caught myself with my webs before hitting the ground. Now, all around me were more trash piles, which were polluting the water. No wonder his plants are dying. Yeah. And on top of the cave, I saw another tunnel leading somewhere else.
Someone's here!
What the? Do people live down here? Maybe they're the ones who caused this. On days 27 to 29, I shot out my mecha web to pull myself up to the other cave. But as I hit the trash, it exploded again. Ugh, guess I cannot use my webs here. Suddenly though, the explosion weakened the cave walls as water started to spill in. Oh no, water! I quickly avoided the water, knowing if I touched it, I would short circuit. However, it was filling up by the second. So I used some of the natural rocks to begin to climb higher and higher. I was actually about to make it to the tunnel, but the final jump was too far. Another trash pile. Okay, let's hope this works. I jumped down onto the pile of trash, and as it exploded, it launched me up towards the tunnel. Ha-ha! Yes! I thought I was safe until the water level rose and started to push me down. Ah! Looking around, I was at another farm? What the?
Well, what do we have here?
Huh? I looked and saw that I had been surrounded by a ton of frog farmers.
Oh, looky here, boys. We got another one of them mecha fellers.
Another one?
Run while you still can!
Another mecha insect. Oh no. On days 30 to 32, I tried to make a run for it, but I was instantly struck by one of the frog's tongues. Yeah, that's gross, dude.
Ain't nothing more gross than that ogre fella. He's a competitor of ours. And if you're looking for him, we can't let you leave.
The frog then tried to hit me again, but I dodged out of the way and bit him with my electric bite. The others leapt in though, and one slammed me down, launching me towards the cage. Ugh, they're too strong.
Not if we work together!
The frogs began to jump closer, and with no other choice, I broke the beetle out of his cage. He joined me in the fight and slammed into them, pushing them back.
What in tarnation?
Come on! We gotta get back to the ogre!
With that, the beetle and I quickly made our escape, but the frogs weren't letting up. We eventually made it back to the ogre's barn as he ran out to see us.
Beetlejuice, you're back! Wait, what's going on?
Just then, the frogs came around the corner, shooting out their disgusting filth. Frogs! Frogs are what's going on! On days 30 to 35, the frog's trashy explosion hit me and the beetle, knocking us back. Ah!
That'll teach you not to mess with us!
They were about to take me down when suddenly the ogre gardener stomped down, taking them out in a single hit.
Those toads have always wanted to ruin my garden. I should have expected this. Come on, you two.
Together, we all went over and cleaned out the well. This purified the water, and as he used it to water his plants, they started to grow again.
Yay! Greens make me happy. Here you go, little spider. A deal's a deal.
With that, the ogre tossed me over the cactus sapling.
And Beetlejuice, how do we say thank you?
I got it, gosh.
The mecha beetle then threw me over a piece of his mecha scrap, which caused me to begin to upgrade. I gained 5 more hearts, and my legs grew in size and strength, allowing me to perform a mecha empowered jump. Woohoo! Thanks! On days 36 and 39, I made it back to my base with the mecha beetle. I made sure to build them up a nice home for them to stay in. I hope you like it.
I love it. Thank you.
I then went over and placed down the cactus next to the others. All right, I wonder what happens when we find the rest. But as I said this, I could hear the sound of rock and rubble being destroyed. What's that? I looked and saw a large mecha ladybug shooting jets of water to clear a path for a small herd of ladybugs. Hey, wait up!
Huh? Oh no! Hey Crash, someone's about to attack us!
Huh? Not on my watch!
As I was running, the huge ladybug turned around to face me. Oh, hey there. Before I could say anything else though, it targeted a powerful water jet and tried to hit me. Whoa! Hey!
Ja, I won't let anyone stop us from reaching the sacred palm tree.
Wait, a palm tree? The ladybugs allow me to explain that I needed a sapling from their tree so that I could revive the world.
Alright, you can come with us on one condition. I can't protect all my fellow ladybugs alone. If you can help defend us on our journey, then I'll entrust the sapling to you.
Sounds like a deal. On days 40 to 44, I was traveling with the ladybugs across the wasteland. I was ready to help them no matter what. As we were traveling though, we came across a huge crystal canyon.
The palm tree is just across the canyon, but there's no way for us to get across.
Leave it to me. I went up and used my mecha web to pull some crystals down from the wall. Doing this, I was able to make platforms that the ladybugs could start jumping on. They began to jump across the platforms, making their way through easily.
What did you do to my canyon?
Turning around, I saw a large crystal golem had appeared.
My beautiful canyon! You're gonna pay for this! Ah!
Everybody, hurry! The ladybugs began to hurry across as I stayed behind to make sure that the golem wouldn't get them. He made a run for the platforms, but before he could get across, I used my electric bite to supercharge the crystals, making them explode and stopping him from following them.
My crystals!
Sorry! And using my super jump, was able to go across the canyon on my own.
Nice work!
Thanks, but we really should get going. On days 45 to 47, once we were safe from the Crystal Canyon, we continued our way to the oasis. And there at its center was the sacred palm tree. As we approached though, we could see something was immediately wrong. The entire oasis was overrun by toxic mushrooms. Dude, what happened? I don't know. Looking around, the entire place was dried out, but a single mushroom was stopping the water from flowing in. Don't worry, guys. I'll fix it. I made my way to it, preparing my mandibles to cut it down.
Felzo, why?
But I didn't listen and slashed through the mushroom to clear the stream. Timber! As it crashed down, the mushrooms around the oasis began to move.
This idiot's trying to destroy our fungus infection! Stop him!
Some of them began to explode, spreading their spores and poisoning the area even more. And some of them began to rush towards Crash and the others. Not on my watch. I used my super jump, making my way to them as fast as I could. And once I got there, I took them down with an electric burst. Ah! These guys are the worst!
Oh no! Look!
I looked at the center of the oasis and saw that the sacred palm tree had become infected with poisonous spores. That's not good!
Yeah, it's all good, my dude. Relax. Here.
Crash threw me over a list, which contained 3 different ingredients.
If you can get me all these things, then I can make a cure for the toxic spores.
I looked at the list of ingredients. Let's see. Brown mushroom, a lily pad, and a toxic forest seed? Where am I supposed to get these?
You need to travel to where these mushrooms came from. The toxic forest.
With that, I went to the toxic forest with no time to spare. Eventually, I arrived and started to look for the ingredients I needed. Once I was inside, I was able to get brown mushrooms from the ground and found a lily pad in the murky water. But as I looked around, I couldn't find any toxic forest seeds anywhere. Ugh, where am I supposed to get these stupid seeds?
Stupid seeds!
I looked over and saw there behind me was a mutated radioactive plant.
You've come to steal my seed! You won't get out of this forest alive!
The toxic plant began to shoot out deadly poison goo blasts at me. Ah! It's gonna melt me to nothing! I rushed in and bit into one of its bulbs with my electric bite.
Ah, ow!
Once I did, it got overcharged and exploded, releasing its seeds everywhere. Haha! With that, I took one of its seeds.
You wretched robot!
The toxic plant slammed its head down, which caused more toxic spore clouds to be left in the ground. As the giant mushroom tried slamming its head at me a second time, I dodged out of the way, making it hit its head onto a tree instead.
Ah, my head!
With the final thud, it finally fell to the floor, defeated. Ooh, guess I don't gotta worry about that thing anymore. With the ingredients, I began to exit from the forest. But before I could, large vines suddenly appeared behind me. Oh no. On days 57 to 59, I was hurrying out of the toxic forest, trying my best to avoid the vines. As they were trying to slam down onto me, I used my mecha web to swing forward and up into the air. I was almost out of the forest when a vine swung out and hit me to the ground. I fell down and into a pit where tons of toxic spores were activated. Yeah, I can't see anything I can use to escape. I was beginning to panic, but then I thought of what my creator made me to do. I can't die here. In a large electric burst, I exploded out of the pit, but in doing so, I ignited the toxic spores. Woohoo! Once I was in the air, I was able to grapple away, and because of this, I escaped the mushroom forest and made it all the way back to the Ladybug Oasis. Once I got there, I could see that the sacred palm tree looked even weaker than before and was gonna die soon. No! I gave the ingredients over to Crash as he immediately started to eat them all. Wait, what are you doing? But before I knew it, Crash let out another spray of water that hit the tree. And because of this, it was completely healed of the spores.
Righteous! Thanks, dude. Here, you deserve both of these.
He then gave me the palm tree sapling and a piece of his mecha scrap. With it, I was able to create a brand new upgrade. I now had 30 hearts and could blast my own jets of water. Sweet! On days 60 to 63, I returned to the base with the palm tree. I added it to the garden and looked at all the saplings together. We're almost there. We just need one more.
Help, please.
Huh? As I finished adding the palm tree, I turned and saw a bee hurrying inside the base. What's wrong?
It's our hive. It's been overtaken. You have to help us before they destroy the tulip sapling.
What? Take me to it. The bee and I quickly made our way to her hive, where outside we saw a bunch of hornet guards patrolling the greenhouse.
They captured our queen, and without her, the tulip will die. Look.
Next to one of the hornet guards was the Mecha Bee Queen, who was locked in a cage.
We need to free her.
Before I could stop her, the bee was already rushing towards it. Hey, wait! I chased after, but we were intercepted by the hornet guards.
Ha! You're not gonna free her that easily! Men, seize them!
Suddenly, a large cage slammed down around me and the bee. On days 64 to 68, I was locked up in a cage. Ugh, why did you rush in like that?
Because the Hornet King and my queen have been rivals forever. If we don't save her son, he's gonna execute her.
I looked around and saw that we were being guarded by one single hornet. Okay, if it's one guy, I can take care of him. Stick close. With that, I bit into the cage with my electric bite. However, the noise alerted the hornet guard.
Hey, what's going on over there?
Uh-oh! As the guard flew towards us, my attack caused a bunch of the nearby leaves to catch fire, and smoke started to fill the room. The hornet started to freak out and quickly flew away. They don't like smoke. Got it! Just then, more started to flood into the room. Hey! Come on, we better get out of here. With that, the two of us took the chance to run, and I used my electricity to blast the wall next to us, leading us outside. It wasn't long until we were a safe distance away.
Of course, hornets are weak to smoke. If we can smoke out the hornets, they'll definitely leave us alone. And I know just the place we can get a lot of it.
On days 69 to 73, I followed the bee all the way to a junkyard. What are we doing here?
I remember the queen talking about a smoke machine that we could grab here.
As she said this, we heard metal clinking suddenly approach us. Quick, hide! We went behind a huge pile of junk and saw robots patrolling the junkyard.
Oh man, these guys are the worst. They'll never give us the smoke machine.
We should find a way to get to it without attracting their attention. No rushing this time.
Aye, aye, Captain.
The two of us from there began to sneak around the junkyard, trying our best to avoid the robots. To go deeper in, we had to sneak around enormous piles of junk. And while we did, we found a camera watching where we needed to go. If that camera spots us, we're done for.
No worry, I got this.
It flew up and spit out a burst of honey that completely covered it. Well, that works. Thanks. Eventually, when we came to the center of the junkyard, we found the smoke machine at the top of one of the piles. But there were way too many junkyard bots guarding it.
Oh man, how are we gonna get it from all the way up there?
Wait, you're a bee. Why can't you just fly?
Oh, yeah.
The bee flew to the top of the pile and tried to pick up the machine, but it was just too heavy for them.
Sorry. Any other ideas?
I looked around and saw that nearby was a large crane. Don't worry, I have a plan. On days 74 to 77, I got into position to execute the smoke machine heist. You ready?
Yep.
Bede flew up and went up to operate the crane, bringing it closer to where I was hiding. Once it was close enough, I used my mecha web to grapple up to it. Okay, now! The bee started to use the crane to move me over the robots and towards the smoke machine.
And that is when I said, no, you gotta screw loose. Ha 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 ha.
I safely made it over the machine and jumped down onto the pile. Yeah! As I landed, though, I realized my idea was not that quiet.
What the? Hey, that spider is trying to jack our smoke machine.
Uh-oh! Before I knew it, the robots aimed at me and started to shoot rockets. Ah! I used my mecha web and swung away, trying to dodge the rockets in the air. While I was swinging, though, I tried passing behind the crane to make sure that I wouldn't be hit. I was about to swing away, but the rubble hit me, causing me to miss my web. Ah! Wait, the smoke machine. As I looked around, I saw that the junkyard robots had already surrounded me. On day 78 to 80, I was surrounded by the junkyard robots.
Wait, stop!
As they were about to close in, Bede flew in front of me.
Please, we didn't mean any harm. We just needed the smoke machine to stop the wasps.
Wait, you're a bee.
Do you have any honey?
Huh? The robots then led us over to a huge, empty oil tank.
We ran this baby dry a while back, and now we have nothing to keep us oiled up. But if you can give us some honey, we will gladly hand this smoke machine over.
Sweet, you got a deal. Bede and I exited the junkyard, and after finding some nearby surviving flowers, we were able to create some honey for the robots. They do know honey and oil aren't really the...
Shh! What they don't know won't hurt them.
We then made it back to the robots and handed over the honey. Here you go.
And there will be more where that came from after we deal with the hornets.
Oh, sweet nectar. Thank you.
With their honey in their hands, the robots willingly gave us the smoke machine. All right, time to smoke some hornets. Pete and I hurried over to the greenhouse, where all the hornets were still guarding outside, but the queen was nowhere to be found.
She must be inside. Let's do this quick.
Without waiting another second, I activated the smoke machine. And once I did, smoke began to fill the grounds.
Not again!
As the smoke continued to fill the area, all the hornets ran away, leaving the greenhouse unguarded. Now's our chance. Come on, Bede. On days 81 to 85, we burst into the greenhouse, where we found the Hornet King. Behind him, still locked in a cage, was the queen bee and the orange tulip sapling.
What? What are you doing here? Where are my guards?
They fled. Now give up the queen and the sapling.
Never!
The Hornet King rushed towards us, ready to attack with his massive stinger. I couldn't match his speed though, as his attack launched me back into the wall.
Hey, stay away from him.
The bee began to distract the king.
You there, take this!
And while he was, the Mecha Queen Bee tossed me over a piece of her scrap. Once I got it, I was able to create one last upgrade. I now had 35 hearts, and I was able to harness the power of fire with a flamethrower. Awesome! I rushed up and got in between the hornet and the bee, and was able to hit the king head on with my new upgrade, taking him down for good. Ha!
Spider, thank you! I know not how I can ever possibly repay you for saving my hive!
Well, you can start by giving me that plant.
I can think of no one more worthy!
With that, the queen went to the potted orange tulip sapling and bestowed it onto me. With the final sapling in hand, it was time to plant it at the base. On days 86 to 90, as I was returning to my base, I saw some of the scavenger robots marching in the distance. I gotta find where they're going. I eventually followed them all the way to a brand new research base where they had a high-tech portal. What are they gonna do with that? Just then, the robot leader came out.
My companions, the rogue Mecha Spider has now completed its directive and holds all 6 saplings. However, we have the power of technology on our side. This portal will transport us right next to the saplings by finding their energy. With that, we can successfully launch our attack on the spider and end him once and for all!
I need to hurry and go back to base before they use it. As I was about to leave, I tripped over a wire, which triggered the alarms.
The alarm! There's an intruder! All of you, begin searching!
All at once, all the robots began to run around as I hid away.
Hey! He's over!
But before the robot could alert the others, he was covered in a glob of honey.
I knew you would get yourself into trouble. Hurry, let's go.
The bee and I began to make a run for it as more robots tried to cut us off. However, I used my flamethrower, burning them on the spot.
Ah! My circuits! It burns!
With that, I put Bee on my back and used my mecha web to swing away and hurried back to my base. On days 91 to 94, I returned to the base with the last sapling we needed. Everyone, listen up. The robots made a portal that's gonna lead directly to the saplings. We need to unite them now before it's too late and see what they finally do.
What do you need us to do, Fozo?
Protect them, no matter what. While everyone was getting ready, I quickly made Bee their very own honeycomb house in my base. Here you go.
Golly, thanks, Bozo.
After everyone was ready, I went over to all my saplings, where the orange tulip began to resonate with the others. Once it did, a portal started to open up. As I looked through it, I saw 6 places I had to put the saplings. I quickly went back to collect all the sacred plants and made my way towards the pedestals. But as I did, everything started to shake. Another portal opened across from mine, and out from it came all of the robots.
There he is! Make sure he doesn't plant any of those saplings!
On days 95 to 99, I was running across to get through the rich soil. At the same time, my friends came through and began to fight the robots. Thanks to them, I was able to dodge most of the fighting, and I was finally able to reach it. But before I can plant them, more of the scavengers landed in front of me. Ah!
We won't let you ruin our plan, Spider!
They blasted me with their attacks, knocking me back. Ah! Take this! I shot them with my flamethrowers, and Scully and the Mecha Ants came in and used the opening to bite them down.
Ah, take that, you pile of bolts!
Thanks for the backup, guys. With them gone, I went ahead and planted the saplings in the rich soil. And as I did, they began to glow. Whoa, yes, they were forging something new. As this was happening, though, I felt a laser blast me away. Ah!
You will not succeed, Spider! This is your last chance to surrender!
Never!
So be it.
On day 100, I charged at the robot leader, making sure that it wouldn't damage the saplings. As I caught up to it, I used my water jets to try and make him short circuit, but it didn't work.
You think I wouldn't prepare for water? You're dumber than I thought.
It charged in close. However, thanks to my spider dexterity, I was able to jump over it and bite it from behind.
Error! Overload!
As I did, the robot started to overcharge until all of its parts were short-circuiting.
You take this!
He tried to blast me with a barrage of rockets, and they actually brought me all the way down to critical health. As I was knocked back, he aimed his rockets one last time, but this time at the giant tree. No! I brought out my flamethrower and shot his blaster with fire. Because of this, the rockets he was gonna shoot exploded, which took down the robot into pieces. Ha! He was gone, and I looked over to see the tree, to see all the plants united to become the tree of life. Because of this, the entire world around us began to transform, and the world was healed. Yes, I did it!